This mutation is called Night Drive and it is being played on Cradle of Death. We have two mutators active. We have Afraid of the Dark and we have Mag-nificent, which is a very annoying set of mutators because not only can you not see the mag mines, the good thing is you can actually see the little health bars all over the place, but one of the other issues is Afraid of the Dark requires you to have vision of the constructs. So one of the things that gets really difficult here is that the construct can actually hit your truck if you do not have vision of the construct, if you're not actually actively looking at the construct. So that is where it gets a little bit more tricky over here. So you will have to be a little bit careful when it comes to actually getting vision of this thing. And once the thing locks in, it's fine. But if the truck does not lock onto the construct will be able to attack the truck, and that's how you can end up losing. So you can see over here that Dehaka is already focusing on harassing this player base here, just trying to get a little bit of biomass from the early stages of the game. Unfortunately, Dehaka seems he seems to be okay, but he's gonna have to be careful with the mines as well that are scattered around the map. They're very easily dodgeable, but the thing that makes it a little bit difficult is be Afraid of the Dark. If he's not looking, enemy units will be able to hit him and there's nothing he can do about it. So I'll try my best to keep vision of the player's camera here. Another Magmine that gets triggered here by the Zerglings, and that is fine. And the Hawk is slapping the building a little bit, and then decides to push in here. And again, these are the Magmines you have to be careful about, because he can actually do a lot of damage. And now the Construct has aggroed Dehaka, manages to get out of the way, and yeah, there we go. Focusing on this, I think this might be a game over move for Dehaka there. Jump to the range of the Construct aggroes him, and Focus Fire has him down, and he ends up dying. So, the first Construct has been cleared and has opened its way to this area's expansion. This area has been essentially cleared, but there are going to be some units on this side, so Dehaka will have to clear that side out. Production-wise, Zagara is producing nothing. Oh, there we go. We're getting a macro hatchery out. So one of the things that makes Zagara really difficult, one of the things that Zagara players need to do is ensure that they have adequate production for their units. In the later stages of the game, Zagara can actually float a lot of resources, and building a macro hatchery is very important to maintaining your production and your ability to be able to remax your army. So that's what's happening over here. The Construct gets in vision now, Artifact Truck locks in, but the Zagara will have to use this to actually clear this part out. The truck back, unfortunately, and Dehaka is in position here. Again, as you can see, it's being attacked by the Construct over here. He eats a sentry, which is really good, but again, there's no vision of the Construct. Not sure why that truck was moved out of the way. I think that might have been a misclick there. I think what was intended was to have moved Zagara over to this rally point, but accidentally the truck was moved instead, and now there's 1 minute and 50 seconds left on the timer. Both players will have to scramble, particularly Zagara, to make sure that this mission ends reasonably quickly. Dehaka decides to move his truck over. Again, as you can see, there's no vision over there. And the truck, okay, there we go. The truck locks onto this Construct now, and the Dehaka will be able to slap that. And Zagara is now also in position over here with these Banelings. So the Banelings will be moved into here, and that area is being cleared out. And the other truck for Zagara is over here. Yeah, so I believe what happened was there was a misclick there on Zagara's part, but there we go. The macro hatchery is now out for Zagara, and the primal hive has already been pre-built for Dehaka with the Glevik's den, and I believe that is the Murvar's den on the way as well. So Dehaka taking up very well with Zagara trailing behind on the macro a little bit, but Zagara is getting the upgrades for her units, and that should provide a little bit of value there. I think what happened is there was an attack wave. I think that's what happened. I'm seeing there's a little bit of damage onto this extractor. So I think what happened is there was an attack wave that spawned, and that attack wave caused Zagara to panic, and the truck had moved back there. But now there is vision of this side temporarily. So you can see, one of the things I do like about Afraid of the Dark is how the color scheme of the map changes. So I don't know whether you noticed, but like there's a lot more blues on the map. It's a lot bluer than how it would normally be. It's a very, very nice touch of the map there. So Dehaka going to aggro these mines over here, just triggering them and making them just waste their ability. And now Dehaka has used his Glavig on this side. Zagara will be following in with her army as well, as she does a drone transfer here. There is a mine on this side, so they'll have to be a little bit careful, but we'll see what happens there. There is a chance that this mine could get aggroed, but it might actually be a little bit too far. I can't remember the position of the extractors. I don't think this mine is going to get triggered, but we'll have to pay attention to see if the mine disappears at some point. Because I'm probably not going to notice when that mine gets activated. Zagara decides to push in now, instantly clearing a lot of the enemy units on this side with the help of Glavig. And there we go, that is good. There's another Scorched Breath here for Glavig. And now this artifact truck has locked onto the construct, so Glavig deep tunnels across. And now gets a little more range of this, and we probably end up using another Scorched Breath. Very nice Scorched Breath comes down here, instantly clearing out another line of enemy units here. And Zagara cleans up this construct with this. I think Zagara might end up going down. Nope, there's a Frenzy to get her units to quickly reinforce her army. And again, this is where like it gets a little bit difficult, because getting the just making sure that they have vision of these enemy units is very, very annoying. So there we go. See, a bunch of these drones now have been sitting here because they do not have actual vision, but Zagara activates that and it notices that. So there we go. So yeah, so there's that extractor going down with the mine. So there we go. The extractor gets put back. It is noticed. So that is good. And now the Dehaka is on this side as well. There's another drop attack here. So okay. And now there's an attack wave here, but the attack wave runs into Zagara's reinforcements, so that essentially gets cleared out pretty much completely. There are a few air units here, but Zagara uses the hunter killers to end up clearing that side out. The one thing that did cause a problem for people is they were not sure what the map order was in this mission. So the way you can tell what the map order is, if I can get a little bit of a camera on here, is I can't actually get the vision of the camera. If I get a vision of the camera, I'll show you. But on each of the ramps, there are little lights. They are red when that is not the area that you have to deal with, and they turn green when they are the area that you have to deal with. So that is how you can tell what is the next area here. There is a picture on the Cradle of Death mission page on Starcraft.com if you want to take a look and see what they look like. But on these ramps over here, there are 4 lights, 2 on each side of the ramp, and those things turn green when you have to go and clear that side out. So this enemy base has been cleared now, and this area will be triggered. Let's see if I can get lucky, I can actually show this to you, but I don't think there's any point where we'd be looking at the ramp. But there we go. Enemy units have spawned here. Do aggro to Murvar. Murvar despawns, and these enemy units now are going to have a very bad time because this whole thing is going to go boom. And there we go. So again, there are a bunch of mag mines I think here that have been destroying Dehaka's hatchery here. But let me see if I can. I'm trying to show you these lights here, but Afraid of the Dark is very, very difficult. Even on observer mode, you can't actually see. You get the full map vision. It's just a little bit off here, and there are a bunch of mines here. There you go. I don't know. You can see that little light there. So when this thing turns, these lights are green. They will be red if this is not the area you have to deal with, and this is how you can tell what the map order is. And now there's a ninja attack wave here, but the Dehaka's mule is coming to clear, and the area has been essentially done. As usual, bonus objectives not worth doing on this mission, especially considering the high risk that is involved in this. A few mag mines getting triggered over here, and Zerglings just nibbling away on these Zealots as well. Fortunately, Zerglings are not very good when it comes to dealing with Zealots, because the Zealots do a lot of damage over there. And a huge hit there from the mag mines that were triggered by Dehaka instantly hit Zagara's army. Fortunately, Zagara only ends up losing, I think, her Zerglings that were running away. So that is okay. It could have been it could have been catastrophic if she lost all her Scourge and stuff. A few more things to try to aggro. Dehaka tries to eat and instantly gets wiped over there. What's his face gets a drop here. Doctrine gets dropped, and he is using his damage reflect, which is a little bit useful, having his passive ability there. He's just slowly pushing in, and Zagara just waiting to clear in now. And I believe Zagara is not paying attention to Dehaka's push here. Oh, what's happened is Zagara is just sending a number of lings into the base here just to try and like clear up these mines. Okay, that's what the plan was. Zagara basically just sent in a bunch of lings just to aggro and activate some of these mines, because once these mines are gone, it's gone. And another hit here. Huge hit from the mines here onto Zagara's army, and Zagara's not having a very good time. A little bit more ends up getting dodged, and then Zagara gets completely wiped by that last mine there. Unfortunately, Zagara's health regen was not enough to keep her alive, but there we go. So now Zagara's army is ready to clear, and aggro's these units over here, and these zealots are still alive, which is kind of impressive considering the amount of damage output that they have. But Dehaka jumps in now and is able to clear up whatever's left of these enemy units. So over here, I think the economies are doing okay. All the bases are essentially saturated. One of the things that is slowing Zagara down is the fact that she's losing a lot of units to the mag mines, but also flowing a lot of resources. So this game is kind of old. It was a while since. This is one of the fewer mutations. Like, this is one of the earlier mutations. I can't remember what my mastery level was. Yeah, I was mastery level 90 over there, and this was on the NA server. So this was close to about 500 ascension levels ago. So there we go. Dehaka does try and eat that sentry. Unfortunately, it doesn't end up getting wiped. Now Zagara's army is getting distracted by these phoenixes over here. Zagara does burrow across just to make sure it doesn't get wiped again, because Zagara is needed for her abilities. So Zagara unburrows now, and it's good to go. On this side, there is a Glevig that gets dropped here. Glevig is used to weaken some of these enemy forces. Now there will be a drop attack on this side, but Zagara's army is essentially in position with a roach drop now that it will be used to weaken these enemy forces. And the one thing I have noticed is Zagara is not using a lot of banelings, so the banelings are really, really important. So when you are playing Zagara, make sure you convert your Zerglings to banelings. The other thing to also note is that I am using the baneling damage mastery. I do like using the baneling damage instead of Zergling evasion, because I attack in waves of attacks. I don't use sustained attack when I play Zagara. So Zagara has two different playstyles. You can use a sustained attack with a bunch of Zerglings with a Zergling evasion, which means you have a more consistent push. I prefer to go for the baneling damage, where I build up a 100 supply, and then I have maybe of that 100 supply, I have maybe 50 supply in banelings, and then I just use frenzy and just once wipe an enemy base. So there are two different ways to play. I prefer the baneling. I prefer the baneling build. Both of those masteries are competitive. They're both like really, really good. So over here, a little bit of kiting from the artifact truck to make sure it does not end up getting cleared out. And now they just have to clean up that last construct, and now the construct has been done. And there we go. Yeah, see how blue this map is over here? It's really, really cool. I really like this, the lighting effect, at least for Afraid of the Dark. Applies a very nice color scheme to the map. But this area will end up getting cleared out, and now there is another attack wave on this side. And Zagara's army will be making its way back with whatever's left, with a bunch of Scourge as well. And Zagara is good to go. And yeah, there we go. Zagara is going to be remaxing her army right now. Zagara has lost a lot of overlords. I'm not really sure where. Oh, what happened is she lost the overlords to the attack wave that came up, but instant remax there on the overlords. And now there will be a few more units that will be coming up, and they will be ready to push into the last side. Dehaka is already playing hyper aggressively, and he'll be pushing into this side here. And unfortunately, I think Dehaka went in the wrong direction. So see how this ramp is green and that ramp is red? It basically means don't go down this side, go down this side. And this is why Zagara pinged that side, is with Dehaka went down the wrong direction, and Zagara saw those ramps over there. And that is one of the ways you can do this on this mutation, if you do not want to go and scout with your truck, which is something else you can do. Again, Dehaka getting completely wrecked by those stasis wards, and the banelings get hit by the mag mine. And yeah, Zagara is not very pleased about that, but more over army will be coming up now. And Zagara being able to remax her army is like really, really important. So another bunch of Zerglings get sent in, but unfortunately they get wiped by those mag mines. The goal is to basically send the Zerglings into this enemy base and just run through everything, so that all these mag mines get activated and end up getting cleared. But unfortunately, Zagara was not able to do that, and now she'll be trying to clear. The other thing to also know about this mission is the order of the constructs. Like, you can take a look. Another hit there, and another hit there, and Zagara just get completely wrecked by the mag mines. But yeah, the other thing you can do in this mission is take a look at the HP of the constructs, but it's a little bit more tricky. Zagara has put down some more hatcheries now. She's up to 5, potentially 6 more hatcheries. The hatchery ends up getting taken out, and there is a Cradle Primal Worm here as Ray and Dehaka deep tunnels across. Unfortunately, Zagara's army was already in place, so that deep tunnel was a little bit wasted over there, and that truck goes down. And now there's an attack wave that is coming up here. I believe that's an attack wave. Yeah, that's an attack wave. There's a Glevic. Very nice Scorched Breath on that Glevic. Instantly one-shots that attack wave. And now there is a construct on this side that is harassing Dehaka, and both players are waiting for their trucks, and Glevic decides, you know what, I'm just going to start pushing in. I'm going to use my Scorched Breath here just to draw a little bit of aggro. Fortunately, I don't think it was the mine that ended up killing Glevic. I think he just got killed while he was trying to unburrow from the ground. But now Zagara's army is in position over here. Storm goes down. There's a pullback on Zagara's army because Zagara does not want to lose all her Scourge and her units on this side. And over here, Zagara will be pushing in from the side as well here, just to try and weaken this enemy base. Fortunately, Zagara is waiting for her truck to get into position with Dehaka on this side. Dehaka is already like beasting this area. He's using his cooldowns, and now there is an artifact truck here for Zagara, but unfortunately I'm not sure how that managed to get into the wrong position. Zagara ended up losing that truck again, which is highly unfortunate. And yeah, Zagara will be slowly pushing into this side, waiting for a truck to respawn now. And over here we have a bunch of locusts here. And again, a little bit of vision provides a little bit of damage now for Dehaka, and I think Dehaka ended up also going down as a result of that push into that base. Afraid of the Dark requires a lot of you looking at your army, which is very unfortunate, especially if you're trying to macro in your base. Now, at this stage of the game, generally speaking, you do not need to look at your base very much. But like I said, this is more than 500 Ascension levels ago. A player experience is really important, and one of the things that's really interesting in casting these games, like casting my older games, is seeing the difference in how much practice and experience comes into play. Like, I'm seeing a lot of mistakes that I'm making that I should not normally be making. One of the things here I noticed is, again, I'm using my Baneling mastery, but I don't have Banelings in the army, which is like a big no-no, because it means I'm not getting advantage of my mastery points at all over there. And the other thing is, it's just a standard like silly mistakes when it comes to retention. But that is what experience does. That's what practice does in co-op. It just makes you a better player, and you just get to see that not all of us start off being really, really good. And I still don't regard myself as an amazing co-op player. There are a lot of players that are significantly better. But there you go. You can see this area has been essentially cleared, I think, now. There's, I think, one more construct that's hiding maybe on this side. Yeah, there's a construct over there. But I think that's basically the last construct that needs to be dealt with before the beacons unlock. And there's a little bit of a charge in here by Zagara's army. And Zergling's nippling on this. That truck has been sent. That truck, I believe, has also been sent. And that is GG.